A lot of people whinging about us today, certain performance, certain players, but you know what? The number of games we're playing, I thought we were magnificent, and we're on for our invincible season. Come on, City!
If you're into memorabilia, which a lot of football fans, particularly old school football fans are, then a place like this, the back page at Newcastle, is an absolute sort of gold mine really. I've been in there before. They sell old programmes, memorabilia, all that sort of stuff, and it takes you back to the days of, you know, programmes and scarves and all the rest of it. These days they have Matchday scarves, don't they, that the tourists like to buy. So it's a bit of a throwback really, as is Newcastle. I must admit I have a little bit of an affinity with northeastern people and Newcastle United generally. Anyway, today it's Newcastle against City in the Premier League. I'll be talking to City fans before the game, and that's all thanks to the people who support me. People like Timpson, people like RRG Group, and people like M&M Artwork and Mirrors. And I'll ask the fans today, for example, how City are going to cope without Rodri. So let's see who we're bumping into today, and let's see how City go on up here at St James's Park, an old school ground as well as being an old school fan base.
It's a fantastic old-fashioned memorabilia football shop. It's full of football books and old programmes and all sorts of stuff there. They've even got a City section for today's game.
So have you bought something today?
Yeah, I have actually. I've bought the England-Bosnia programme that was played here in June. I've not only collected City programmes but England at home programmes as well. So it's just filled the gap now on everything back to 1946.
You don't see many places like this around the country anymore, do you?
Not anymore. The only one probably is just outside Bournemouth, in Boscombe near Bournemouth ground, and that's a fantastic shop as well. They're both worth a visit if you're down there.
So you still obviously collect programmes, buy one at every game?
Yeah, every game, and that's what the envelope's famous for.
Oh yeah, you've got... So that's, you put team sheets in there, don't you?
Team sheets and programmes. I don't want them creased.
So as an old school football fan, which I'm sure you'd agree you are, you still have to talk about today. I mean, no Rodri today, no Rodri this season. Is that a worry for you?
It's certainly a negative, but I think better than this time last year when he was suspended, that we've got Gundogan and Kovacic. Kovacic has improved since this time last year, and Gundogan's got the experience that I think we'll cope with it better than we would have done 12 months ago, but he's still a massive miss.
And what do you think of the game? Well, I like northeasterners, I like Newcastle.
Yeah.
I feel there's a bit of a kindred spirit there. Is this a ground you like coming to?
Yeah. They're good people. It's a great place for a weekend away as well, and you can have a chat about the game with them in the pub and what have you. A bit different than the 80s, but it's a fantastic place to visit.
And are we going to win today?
Hopefully.
It's brilliant because it's a city centre, obviously a one club town. I know Sunderland's down the road and it's a derby, but ultimately they're all support Newcastle in this neck of the woods. Always a good atmosphere here. It used to be a bit hairy and leery back in the day, but thankfully now it's modern day football, etc. So you can come here now, show your colours, don't have any problems up here at all.
What's your favourite memory of coming here then?
Anytime we win, it's as simple as that. Of course, on the season of the title, it was pivotal, wasn't it?
2012.
And then I think the League Cup win that we had here in the mid-90s when we didn't know and had any hope of us getting somewhere. Walsh and Rosler that night, I think 2-0. So that was a memorable one too. But yeah, any victory is to be cherished.
So is this going to be a win?
I've never ever predicted on a game. Whichever team turns up wins it. That's me.
We're in a no-win, aren't we? It's a rock and hard place, but we have got the quality to bring in. So that, in my view, is the best line-up that we could wish for in the circumstances.
So Kovacic and Rico Lewis for Rodri is fine for you?
It'll have to do, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll go with that. And because it's going to be a mix and match without Rodri, we're going to have to make do and mend, and I'm confident that we can do the job.
What about the season as a whole now? Are you worried about the absence of
Slightly
Rodri?
worried, yeah, because Rodri would fit into any team in the world. So it is a massive loss, but it's time for other players to step in and step up. So yeah, I think we can make it over the line, definitely.
Well, he's got to do something, because it's a huge player. He's probably I'd say best holding midfielder in the world. He's got Rico Lewis can fill that hole. Rico Lewis is a top player, top young lad. With Kovacic as well. I think he's gone a 4-2-3-1 or something today. I don't know. I think it's Kovacic and Rodri in Kovacic and Lewis in midfield. So hopefully that works out today. But we'll see. We'll find out at the end of the game if he's worth up to it.
No Kevin De Bruyne, of course, in this game as well. So think of this match specifically. Are you worried about it?
A little bit. We looked a little bit lacklustre against Arsenal with creating chances. Then we brought Foden on the second half. Foden, I thought, gave a bit of a different dynamic, a bit better in the spaces. But De Bruyne is a huge miss. He's always going to be a huge miss. One of the best attacking midfielders the world's ever seen.
Oh, is it?
And yeah, Foden's big miss on the bench. Don't know why, but he should be starting, I think, in my opinion. But, you know, Pep's got his ways. I believe in Pep. Pep always wins.
We're going to win 3-0 today, City. We're the best team in the world, and we know we are.
Any worries about the absence of...
No, don't worry, because we've got Pep Guardiola, and that's the main thing we've got. Guardiola will sort it out, and that's it.
He's a Haaland double. Yep, definitely. Haaland double. See, you're going to do it.
And that's despite the absence of Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne.
Trust in Pep. I don't know what Foden's done though. He must have done something. Trust in Pep, right? We've got Como, Nunes, Rico. Rico Foden. He knows what he's doing. They're missing Isak, so I think we'll 3-0. Yeah.
This is a tough place to come though,
It's
isn't
a
it?
tough place to come, but we're going to kill him with our voice. We're going to take him away. Come on, you boys!
We'll be alright. I think we've got a few injuries, but I think we'll be alright, to be honest with you.
Obviously the big talking point is Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne and everything.
Yeah. I think we need someone in January, but I think we'll be alright. I think we'll survive till January, but after that, we need someone in January, I think ASAP.
So neither of you were here in '68 when City won the league, but I'm guessing you were in 2012 when Yaya scored, which was down this end here.
Yeah.
So what do you remember of that?
It was just a mad day, wasn't it? And I remember coming out of the ground thinking, saying, Vincent Kompany will not let us lose that game against QPR, and now we nearly lost it. It was unbelievable. But I just didn't think we'd lose again, or the way the QPR game would go. It was just guaranteed to win. But how wrong I could be being a City fan, I should have known better, shouldn't I?
It felt to me like that those Yaya goals won us the title really that day.
Yeah, I mean, we all thought that walking out, as my dad just said. But my memories of that game was the whole stand was singing Fergie's cracking up, and it was just amazing. What a day, beautiful sunshine. We bought 3 coaches up from the City Centre branch. It was what a day. I'll never forget that day, and obviously the whole crowd singing that was just to, top it off. And then obviously the Yaya song forever. But Yaya's my favourite ever City player. I think what he did for the club is just amazing. And when you watch it back, and I think he said to Jolyon Lescott something like, "I'm gonna score," basically. And then to do that and walk out with the arrogance he had is just amazing. And yeah, we'll be ever for thanking him for them goals. And obviously what happened the week after is just you couldn't have wrote that, but the game here was amazing. And just the start of the journey really, wasn't it? The year before in the FA Cup, then the year after, it was just it was insane. But yeah, loved every minute of it.
So are we going to win today?
It's going to be a tough one. Newcastle at home is always a tough one. I've got 2 Geordie mates at home. They're giving me the updates. They think it's going to be 4-1 to them, so let's hope it's not that score. But I don't really do score predictions. But you know, I think we can win because we've got Pep Guardiola. Everyone's moaning about Rodri, and everyone's moaning about that we're missing players. But if there's one person that can sort that, it's we all know it's Pep Guardiola, and that's why everyone's still scared of us in the press. So come on, Blues, up the Blues.
I just think, you know, we set up a little bit, not negative, but not a great lot of pace in wide areas, and I think they pressurised us early, but I said to my mate, let's get through 30 minutes and then go from there, and that's how the game was. The longer it went, they looked like they got less ideas, and like I say, the goal, Jack did great, but that's not a fullback's goal, it's a brilliant turn and finish. So yeah, it looks like Phil might be coming on second half, so Pep obviously isn't happy with everything, so we'll see what happens second half, but great position to be in. I'm sure they'll introduce some pace as the game goes on when it stretches, and hopefully we can get another goal and see the game out.
Not good enough second half, not good enough second half. We thought we'd have moved on and we thought we'd have probably taken the game away, but very sluggish second half. One or two players not on the races today for me, but it's going to be interesting how we go without Rodri and Joe. But never mind, can't win them all. We'll be there Tuesday, game on, have to start doing it.
Ian, I don't think it's the best performance in the world, but you know, it's a game we could have won easily. You know, I didn't think it was a penalty, but you can never tell in the run of the game. But you look at social media and they reckon it's more he's left his trailing leg in and it's a foul. But you probably think when they scored they might go on to win it. So ultimately, it's not a bad point. No Rodri, no KDB. We just got to go on from here. You know, I think the expectation level of some of our fans maybe needs to be looked at times. The reality is, it's a point away from home. Let's just move forward. Let's see what we can do next week.
I'll tell you what I thought of the game today. I had 4 point in a bare pit, right up against the hitters on the break. A lot of people whinging about us today, certain performance, certain players. But you know what? The number of games we're playing, I thought we were magnificent. And we're on for our invincible season. Come on, City.
What do you two think?
What do you reckon, Dylan? First City away game?
Second, actually.
Second.
So, look, Newcastle set out to defend that way, so it was always going to be like a pretty much dead game. I think we played pretty well, to be fair. Like, not the way we want to play, but like, it's hard to get a goal over at Newcastle. As soon as we went ahead, they came out of their shell, and we looked actually pretty promising. I won't like it might sound controversial, but we did. Like
Grealish was getting slated. I thought he was class. Grealish played really well. I was about to say, I think Pep should have started Savio, Savinho, whatever.
Champions again, boys.
Doesn't matter, we're still winning the league. Come on, City.
Great day at Newcastle as always. However, I think we're going to struggle without Rodri. He's a massive player. He's the best in the world. And then you take Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne out of the team, we're going to struggle. Rodri doesn't just defend. He takes the ball on the spin and he opens his body up. And we normally create something from that. However, we're lacking that. I think Ilkay is amazing. I love Ilkay. But is he Ilkay that I'm not sure. However, for me, I'd have John Stones in the middle of the park. I just think it's going to be a long season now, but we have to find that creativity. Today we lack that creativity in terms of people look at Rodri as a defensive midfielder, but Rodri, we defend from the back, and Rodri's brilliant at that. And then you take De Bruyne out of it, you go back to last season, De Bruyne was the clinical finish. You take two world-class players out of Madrid, we beat them every time. You take two world-class players out of Liverpool, we beat them every time. You take two world-class players out of Man City, we're not the same animal. However, I think we're better than everyone else. I'm not certain of it, but I think we need to find that balance in terms of when you look at Arne Slot. Sorry for look at Arne Slot, you've got to find his right balance. We've got to find that balance. I think we'll do it. I think we'll be okay, but we're missing out on it. Thanks.
Think of that, Gary.
Disappointing. I don't think any of us played as well as we could have done. We all looked indecisive in our passing, which resulted in not getting 3 points. For me, a disappointing day. I think Phil Foden should have played a bit well. I think he should have started. Gundo, probably one of the worst games I've seen him play for us. Disappointments for us today, all round. 2 points dropped, not 1 point game.
Bit disappointing, to be honest. Yeah, a bit flat.
No, I'm happy with it. Newcastle away, Chelsea away, we've got 4 points from it. You can't take much more than that from 2 away games. We've had 4 home games on trot. You've got to be happy, you've got to accept what you're given.
Yeah, I would have taken, to be honest, I was the only person who would have taken a draw before the game, so
yeah, I'm happy with the draw. You just got to take what you can. You know, you had some poor performances, but then you've got the draw, and you've got no Rodri. What more can you actually ask for?
So did the Magpies steal a point? Was it a penalty? A City not as strong without Rodri and KDB? Where does that leave everything now? What it means is it's still been an enjoyable trip up to the northeast. Always enjoy coming up here and you meet all sorts of great people. Hope you've enjoyed the vlog as usual. I'll be back of course in Bratislava next week in the Champions League, so look out for the vlog from there. And there'll be an audio podcast with Imre Varadi as our special guest this week, which you can, if you follow me on X Twitter, then just which is @Ian Cheeseman, you'll find the links to that. And please download and share and let everybody know that it's out there. Every click helps, and obviously every like, every subscribe, every thumbs up on this channel helps too. So thanks for watching, really appreciate it. And even on days when City could and maybe should have won, or could have even lost, who knows, it's still great to be a Blue.